Today, we're talking about something incredibly personal and, let's be honest, incredibly hard. We're going to walk through a guide for navigating the unique kind of heartbreak that comes with loving someone with ALS. This isn't about finding easy answers, but about finding something that might be even more important: presence.
You see, there's a certain kind of heartbreak that doesn't just hit you all at once like a tidal wave. It moves differently. It unfolds slowly.
It shows up in these small ways that you almost don't notice at first. A routine that suddenly feels like climbing a mountain. A voice you know and love that just changes. It arrives, quietly.
And the thing is, it doesn't really go away. It's right there with you in the doctor's office. It's there in the middle of the night when you're searching for answers online. It's a constant. It is relentless.
So how do you even begin to wrap your mind around that? Well, a really good way to think about it is as a heartbreak in slow motion. For anyone who loves someone with ALS, friends, family, grief isn't just something that happens at the end. It becomes this constant companion.
And that's the thing, right? This is the kind of grief that nobody really prepares you for. It's this messy, complicated tangle of emotions. Sometimes just being able to put a name to it, to understand its different parts, is a really powerful place to start.
So let's look at what's actually being mourned here. Because it's not just one thing. You're grieving the future you thought you had. You're grieving the way your roles are changing. Maybe you've gone from being a partner to a caregiver, and you're grieving those little pieces of your loved one, these parts of their independence that just seem to be slipping away.
And this is where it gets so incredibly confusing. Your loved one is right there, with you. But at the same time, so much has already been lost. So it's not fully loss, but it's not fully presence either. Living in that in-between space, it can be so disorienting. So, where do you go with all of that? In the middle of that confusion, what can you hold on to? Well, this guide offers us an invitation to presence that's rooted in a passage from Psalm 34. And it's not a quick fix, but it can be a real anchor.
Here it is. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Just take a second and let that land.
You know what's really important about this? It doesn't say, be strong, and then God will help you. No. It suggests that closeness, that support. It's found inside the breaking, not after you've managed to put yourself back together. It's a promise for right now, in the middle of the pain.
And that idea, it completely flips our whole notion of what strength is supposed to look like. So let's talk about that, about what it means to be strong when you feel like you are just completely crushed.
You know that phrase, crushed in spirit? It isn't just poetry. It feels like something very real. It can feel like numbness, or sudden irritability you can't explain. It's that deep exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. It's when making even a tiny decision feels impossible. That's real.
And when you're feeling all of those things, it is so easy for this quiet, painful question to just creep into your mind. What is wrong with me? Why can't I handle this? And the answer, and I really want you to hear this, is so simple and so important. Nothing is wrong with you. You're a human being with a human heart that is being asked to carry something that is incredibly heavy. So this changes how we think about closeness, too. It's not about trying to fix everything or take away the pain. Real closeness is about being willing to just enter into that pain with someone, to just sit there and be there.
And if that's closeness, then what is strength? Well, it's not about holding back your tears or putting on a brave face. Real strength is the courage it takes to just stay, to stay present and to keep loving, even when it feels like your heart is literally breaking.
And this might be the most important shift of all. That feeling that your heart is breaking, that is not a sign that you are failing. It's not a sign of weakness. It is the most powerful evidence there is of how much you love.
Okay, so what does this all look like in practice? When you know you can't fix it, what do? Well, you find meaning in just showing up, and there is something truly sacred in that.
It's so easy to feel like what you're doing isn't enough, like you're not doing anything. But just being there, listening, holding a hand, staying, that is not a small thing. Your presence is powerful. It is sacred.
And for those moments that are just completely overwhelming, here's a small practical anchor, something you can actually do. You could try just breathing with the verse. Breathe in, the Lord is close. Breathe out, to the brokenhearted. Or simply put a hand over your own heart and just acknowledge it. Just say to yourself, this hurts.
And here we are, back at this verse one last time. Not because it's a magic spell, but because it's a quiet truth to hold on to. A reminder that you're not alone in this.
And finally, this is so important. As you are pouring out so much care for the person you love, please remember, you are allowed to be cared for too. You were never meant to carry all of this by yourself.
So we'll leave you with this to think about. What if we could completely reframe this whole experience? What if a breaking heart isn't a failure of love at all, but is actually the most powerful, undeniable proof of it?